I'm Rhodes, and this is my interpersonal skills, personal skills, self-development and knowledge blog. My first semester has been a lot harder than I expected. The independent learning has been very difficult to get used to. The reading or the studying and the planning, I didn't realise how much I'd relied on support before and that my learning was so directed. So I found using a diary quite useful to stay organised and to outline things that I need to do rather than being directed to do things. The enterprising new and personal performance tasks from the first few weeks have outlined quite a few of my strengths and weaknesses, and it's given me a lot of insight into the ways that I learn best. I've discovered a lot of things about myself that I've not really thought about before. For instance, I learned that I'm quite a visual learner, so I've adapted a lot of my notes so they're more like colourful, and I've got lots of arrows, and I've been using mind maps a lot to study the seminars by using my lecture notes and turning them into mind maps so I can get all the key things. The tests have been quite difficult for me, and I found that there's a lot of reading to do before the seminars, and it's a lot of information to take in a week, so the course has been a lot more fast-paced than I first expected it to be. But it's shown that my results have shown that when I've done more reading, I've actually achieved better results, so that's something I need to develop in the future. Note taking in lectures is a skill that I find that I need to develop because I don't get a lot of information from my notes at the moment, but as the weeks have gone on, I have found that my notes have been developing and I have been learning more, and looking over my notes and reading around the subject has helped me a lot. I work quite well in groups and I find it easy to get on with people and talk to them. And I think this is quite a useful skill both now and for the future, as I will have to interact with people daily in my future career. Another of my strengths is meeting deadlines. I've not missed a deadline yet, and I feel like it's an important skill to have not only at school and university, but also in my future. I've not really focused on my weaknesses before, but I've learned by doing this, it does benefit me, and it's taught me that I need to plan ahead more so that I can be more successful. Another one of my weaknesses is that I don't take risks. This is because I've got quite low confidence in myself, but I found that as the weeks are going on, my confidence is growing, and I do plan to contribute more in the future in seminars. Another one of my weaknesses is the Harvard referencing. I found it quite difficult at first because there's a lot to remember, like there's a very specific order that it goes in. So I went onto the Skills for Learning website, and that helped me a lot to understand it better so that I can use it more effectively in the future. Reflection was something that I found quite difficult at first because it's something that I've never really had to do before, and I used the Skills for Learning website to help me, and then it outlined what I need to do, and I did find it a lot easier after doing that. And as the weeks have gone on, I found that my reflection has got a lot better. Like looking through my portfolio, a lot of my statements have become more developed, and it's helped me to develop my work and see how I work best and how I could have changed things in the past to get a better outcome. And it's also made me realise that I need to think more deeply about things and plan things. In the future, I want to focus on planning things more and thinking about things in more depth before I do them. I want to stay organised, and I think that these will benefit me and enable me to get the best possible outcomes. I want to read more around the subject, not just do the reading that we're directed to, but read journals and things like that, because I think it will develop my learning a lot. I also plan to make revision notes for the upcoming exam. Overall, I've really enjoyed my first semester at university, and while the transition from school to here was quite difficult, it has taught me a lot about myself. I've learned that I need to think more deeply about decisions before I make them. I need to take more risks and contribute more in seminars. I'm going to keep up to date with all the work. I've really realised the importance of reading, and I need to read more around the subject. And I've also learned that I need to use my skills more effectively.